Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Chatmanitos, for your help. I appreciate it. Hi, Lorado, Shirenzi, Gloria C, Linda Saunders, Kenneth Billingsley, Krista McCracken. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Aaron Diana, okay. Today's Tuesday, so unless something major happens later, I will come back on or release a video, otherwise, once today. Okay, having said that, I forgot to do my little advertisement. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmedia.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. Also, don't forget, please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot with the algorithm. Having said that, hi Catherine Gilbert. I went to get my car fixed. It cost me too much money, but I had to do it. One of you sent me a link to Professor Snyder. I believe he's teaching in Canada right now, and he said something that concerned me very well. Every once in a while I'd get scared because a lot of Americans don't know where we are and where Trump is taking this country. They don't understand because we've never been here before. And if you look at Trump influencers, they all continue to hype this up, thinking that if Trump were to succeed, they were going to get away scot-free. There would be, big honchos, basically, and also they are getting paid right now handsomely. And by the way, this morning I asked Mark, that young gentleman, not to collaborate with me because I know most people won't collaborate with a psychic. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but I made it clear to him I was not going to ask him to collaborate with me. Thank you, Krista McCracken. Yes, I crossed the 48,000 mark. But I wanted to ask him a couple of questions because he's connected, he's a journalist, he talks to a lot of people. But some of the things that I'm telling you about, although I hear others, journalists, and the reason why I mentioned Timothy Snyder is because he's saying, or at least trying to wake people up as to where we are. So I'm hoping Mockler will accept to talk to me. I won't keep him long, 5-10 minutes. So if any of you know Mockler, please tell him, consider talking to me. I won't keep him long. I just have a couple of questions about some of the stuff that I am getting that are very concerning. Having said that, Timothy, thank you, Meg Maria. Professor Snyder, he said something this morning, and I either last week or the week before last, I was telling you Americans have to wake up and wake up soon. And according to Timothy Snyder, I believe no, he's not the only one, by the way. Scott Pelley from CBS is ringing the alarm as well. But the way Timothy Snyder, he worded it a lot better than I could, because that's what he does. He's a professor of history, and he understands where we are. And as I was listening to what he was talking about, and that's what I have been saying, and since, I do this every day, I'm saying to you, Trump is doing this, he's doing that, what others are waiting for to do, the way he put it, what I was seeing, the way he said it, I don't know if any of you saw it, okay, I believe it's on Instagram, or at least a copy of the video is on Instagram. I'm sure it's probably on Twitter and Blue Sky as well. I didn't see it there because of the link that was sent to me. It's on Instagram. He's talking about what Trump is doing to this country. Not even Russians did it to their country. And remember I told you not too long ago, Trump is destroying our country. Okay, thank you, Angelina Knox. I'm waiting for the 50,000. But thank you, I appreciate it. You know, as I was listening to him, all the agencies of the federal government that Trump is attacking, and he's talking about crumbling, basically Trump is dismantling our government. And also I told you guys a long time ago, these people are trying to keep us poor, sick, no money, and among other things. And that's what he is explaining and trying to ring the bell to get people to wake up. And as I was reading that, when you have a building, it stands on columns, okay? And if you can picture, if you can picture mansions that are, or homes that are built on hills, they have columns deeply implanted into the ground all the way to the bedrock, where they have until they find rocks. They drill through there as well. Those columns, okay, that house, if you can picture a whole bunch of them, okay, and those columns are buckling. I hope I described it correctly. The columns that are keeping those buildings anchored well into the ground so that they don't fall are crumbling. I'm seeing them like popping. They have iron in the middle and cement or whatever material they use in this country to make those columns. They're coming off and they are popping. Okay, that's the vision I got when I was listening to Timothy Snyder. And I said not too long ago that we're going to have to wake up soon because it's getting late. And I'm hoping more people will not only sound the alarm, but lead protest. That's how bad I feel things are right now. And if you notice, yesterday, okay, during a speech Trump was giving somewhere, I don't know where, for Memorial Day, okay, he called Democrats and anyone who's standing up to him or against his dictatorship way of governing America. I'm sorry, I'm going to curse. If you have a kid in the room, I'm not going to curse because I want to curse. I'm going to repeat. Okay, the word he used, he is dehumanizing. Republicans have been doing it for a while. Okay. But Trump right now is signaling he's taking the fight to a new level of dehumanizing. The Republicans have done it, but not to the same level. But Trump right now is taking it to a new level. And that's what that guy, Roberts, from the Heritage Foundation was warning. If Democrats or liberals don't allow them to do things their way, there will be blood. Intuitively, as I was reading Professor Timothy's, or listening to his video, hearing Scott Pelley, and also, I'm not surprised because that's what they do, Trump, the past few weeks, have been changing the direction of the FBI. For example, this morning, It's been reported that the FBI is no longer investigating white-collar crimes. That's the latest. But the past few weeks, he's been redirecting a whole bunch of agents from their regular focus to going after immigrants. That's only the beginning. And let me tell you something else. Another report I heard this morning, but that's to corroborate another prediction or something I told you intuitively that was happening. DHS, I'm not quite sure if it's local motor vehicle, I believe they are talking to and asking for immigrants' license plates, okay, or camera information so they can track the movement of immigrants. Today, it's only immigrants. Or so far, the majority is immigrants because they don't care whether you are an immigrant or you are an American citizen. They're going to do what they want to do. And my friends, these are the work of Elon and those young people. Trust me, it doesn't take anybody with a brain. These are simple things to do. I mean, simple ideas of ignorant people who think using a computer to do these type of things to harass those who are less fortunate than us today. Because in the not too distant future, if Trump succeeds, the majority of people in this country will be in the situation of those immigrants we are mistreating today. And that's where Elon and his wealthy friends, Trump, okay, who's being used by Republicans, a small group of Republicans, and I said that before, that the plans that those Republicans had for us a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, it was around, no, it wasn't around this time, it was around something. I have to look for that video. It was about February when I was doing my investment, talking about the economy and stuff like that. That was about 2 or 3 years ago. I'd have to look for those videos. But that's what Trump is doing. He's testing what I told you Elon was doing behind the scenes, those applications that they are creating to be able to track everyone. And you know something else? They did not copy, basically what they did, the structure of the databases in every agency, they got those, the structure of those databases, okay? The field's name, all that stuff, okay? They copied it into their system. They downloaded a lot of information as well, but they didn't do it too much because they did it much, but not as much as they could have, and they didn't have time to download all that information. But they have enough to create surveillance applications. And right now, they are starting with license plates. And the license plates are not only going to be used for undocumented people. It's only the beginning. Next, they're going to use the same facial recognition like they do in China. They're going to do that. That's the next step. And all those things were Elon and Elon is not very bright. He's stupid. The people like from Palantir and those organizations, okay, and also those people who have traveled to China, among other dictatorship countries, the systems that they use, okay, to do these things. And that's what's making me feel very concerned. Americans have no idea. And believe me, and it's like last week was one thing, this week is another, until one day And Trump has taken the next step, and then somebody wrote about it, but that's what happened in Russia when Putin took over. Okay. Some of the things that he was doing, like I said, Orban, Trump has been, his understudy. And Trump is following similar path to get us to where he wants. And if we don't wake up on time, it's not going to be too late. But the violence that I have predicted, and it doesn't matter what Trump does, if he thinks he's going to be able to keep the military the way it is right now, let me tell you, the military will crumble, not from fighting. Okay, when I say crumble, I think that's the wrong term. The MAGA soldiers or members of the military will fight for Trump, but the non-MAGAs won't fight for Trump. That's what I meant by the military coming apart. Okay, and I mentioned this, I don't know if it was yesterday or last weekend or last Saturday, I don't remember. Actually, right now he's doing monthly, that's the beginning, prayers at the Pentagon, and Trump is all in. And Franklin Graham, I believe his name is, that pastor or former pastor who used to have his wife with the pool boy, something like that, okay, are saying, giving him a thumbs up. And the guy from Texas, he's propping up his Ten Commandment plaques all over Texas schools. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Okay. These people think that if they succeed in changing our form of government, they're going to be fine. And let me show you something else that's happening, okay? The federal government is dominant right now. You have the federal government, the states, and then the different, cities and the like. Trump is weakening and is deconstructing the federal government. What's happening is he's crumbling it, okay, and to give people and other rich people, like Bezos, Elon, the guy from Facebook, okay, and they're I'm looking for a name for it, but for them, however they want to call the cities, okay, they want to build, like Elon is doing right now. He's the first to start his own in Texas. He has a town. He's having some trouble over there too. People where he lives that they don't like him. There's a report about that. But anyway, to go back to what I was saying. So what's happening is Trump is crumbling the federal government and allow these people to rise. The wealthy who want to have their own towns and have us as their slaves, their serfs, however you want to call it. That's what Trump is trying to do. It's from them, Project 25, those wealthy people, that's what they want. And the notion of the court system, the Supreme Court, they don't want that anymore. Okay? They don't want anything. Thank you, Catherine Gilbert, for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Yes. So that's because the way I'm seeing it, if you can picture, like, let's say, for example, you have 10 columns, okay, and a circular thing, black round, and then there's one in the middle. Right now, the one in the middle is, let's say, for example, 5 feet higher than the others. So what Trump is doing is, from their instructions, Trump is not very smart. He doesn't, he's just going based on what Project 2025 and the wealthy people of this country are dictating to him. The Yahweh, whatever his name, that ugly guy, okay, So he's trying to crumble the system, the federal government, for those people to rise. That's what Trump is doing right now. And let me tell you, that pole is crumbling, okay? And that's what Professor Snyder is saying. Putin and others did not do that. But Trump and the people around him are so confident, like I said not too long ago, there is something they know I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe they are just arrogant. Okay, and also he has Republicans with him. They're not going to impeach him unless and then there is us, but it seems like we are dormant. And then the military. The military, I don't feel is going to follow his orders. Okay, my guys in the military, yes. Okay, now, intuitively, if we wake up on time, he will back off. But there are a couple of people around Trump, and like I said, they've been using him. I've said that a long time ago. Republicans are just using Trump. They know he's losing his mind. Okay, they're all aware of it. Vince is all the way in. Okay, he knows he's going to be president. I'll tell you right now. He knows it's a matter of time. And after this weekend, the way a lot of even newspapers, the Wall Street Journal, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, please let me know if I'm wrong, they are beginning to say something is not wrong, is wrong with Trump. He's not all there. He's suffering from something, dementia or something, because of his behavior and the way he went through the military academy, West Point, this past Sunday. Okay, Saturday, the speech he gave. A lot of people are not happy about it. But my friends, this is where we are now. The columns are crumbling. Trump is getting more arrogant, and people around him as well. Somebody need to stand up and make a major impression on him, because we are approaching a moment that's going to be very difficult to get back from. It's not that we won't be able to get back. What I said about 2 or 3 years ago, fighting a war and feeding ourselves is going to be a challenge. And that's what's happening in Haiti right now. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's a third world country, we are better than that. I got news for you. That's not true. We are closer to, thank you, Aaron Diana, for rejoining. You're very welcome. Diana says, thank you for sharing your intuitive insight. You're very welcome. Thank you for your support. But yes, we are, the only thing, we are a much larger country than Haiti. But if you watch what Trump has been doing, oops, I got to moderate, careful, not careful, but time what I'm saying, how long it's going to take me. But yes, where we are right now is not too far from Cuba, Haiti, Saddam Hussein, with the way he took the place, he took Iraq, and we're watching it in Russia and in China. Russia is worse. But I'll tell you what, intuitively I feel, Trump will be worse than Putin. Okay? And his sons, trust me, I've been calling them Use and Kude. I did not feel like calling them those names just to have fun. I called them that. I wrote it on the tweet that I sent them. Okay? These people don't see us as human beings. Okay? In fact, good example, Eric warned us about what his father has in store for us. They enjoy watching us. They hate the people who voted against Trump. And now even those who voted for him, look at the Cubans, what they're doing to the Cubans in Florida. And guess what? They still support him. I was watching something a little while ago. A journalist went somewhere in Miami where a lot of Cubans hang out there playing dominoes. They all support, still support Trump. They don't like what he's doing to them, revoke him TPS among other things, but they still support Trump. Imagine that. But we are in a very bad space. What I am concerned about, because I can confuse time, is when we wake up. And I believe I said it that way before, but I don't remember exactly. Where we are right now is we are at a critical point. And I read the article and Trump calling people that name. You guys can find it. It's an escalation, and somebody wrote about it as well, and I've been warning. Okay, we have reached a new level, and I'm hoping people in this country will wake up. My platform is very small, but what scares me is what we don't know, what we are not aware of yet, that is to come. But we're in a critical situation. And people like Scott Pelley and Snyder, these people, they are not alarmists. They are being honest, they are being truthful. And I mentioned Elon and DOGE before. I put them here because they are part of what the discussions that we are having and the activities. Guys, I don't know if you guys are aware of what Trump asked the Supreme Court, not to make public the activities of DOGE. There is a reason for that, and the Supreme Court went along with it. Okay, but their activities and that's why Trump, some of the things that I have been telling you about, Trump wants to keep those things secrets, because if we find, us, the American people, find out, the proof that some of the things that I have been telling you that DOGE has been doing, and Elon and his group, I saw him standing, like in a tower with a bunch of screens. They can do anything they want to you remotely. Well, they cut off your payments or whatever it is. Okay, they will affect our lives. That's their way, among other things, they can do to control us. If the Supreme Court say DOGE has to reveal everything, all the activities they've been up to, we would know. That's why Trump wanted to run to the Supreme Court. And when I heard last Friday, I think, or Thursday, that Robert said, keep it secret. I know there are many ways to kill a cat, to skin a cat. Sorry. Okay. Is it a skin a cat or something like that? But that's why I wasn't very afraid, because when chaos starts and Trump, his family, and Republicans and people like Roberts think they are ready for a civil war, because that's basically him. And a lot of people like Tim Pool, I'm not just saying this, that's what they've been promoting on Twitter for a long time. In fact, I answered to him, I says, I bet you that you will be the first one to run when the first shot is fired. These people probably think, oh, this guy, he calls himself psychic, he's stupid, he doesn't know anything. These people have no idea what they are doing and where they are going. But let's keep our fingers crossed. We overwhelm them. and prevent Trump and his family. I've been saying it's not only him. Finally, newspapers are beginning to accept that and printing and naming them, because Junior was at some kind of financial gathering somewhere in the Middle East, and they were asking him if he's running for president. But let's hope people wake up soon. And DOGE, like I said before, many steps that they are taking, they have all the information that they need. That's the way I am getting them. Okay? They have applications already ready to go. It's prone, it has a lot of mistakes in it, but over time, they'll fix it, they'll work on it, they're going to continue refining, working on it, okay? Because they have all the information that they need to do it. That's my prediction. And let me see. Yeah, I think I covered everything in the title. The next thing is, today is day 10 of the Diddy trial. I forgot to wrote it here, but I was rushing because, like I said, I went to get my car fixed. The thing is, like I said yesterday, there is a lady who used to work for Diddy. I'm trying to remember her name. I think it's Tara. I'm not sure. I'll tell you the name tomorrow. And I was listening to the news on my way here. I had it on, I have Sirius. So even if I'm in my car, I will listen to the news. And that's where I heard that young lady who used to work for Diddy. This is crazy. I'm not quite sure if she called him to ask him to, or it was the first time she was meeting with him about a job. He met with her in Central Park with a bodyguard, a very large man, I believe I heard on the radio. And basically he made some threats. And after that, Diddy, that is, lost some kind of jewelry. And I guess they were going around trying to figure out who stole whatever it was, watch or bracelet or whatever it was. And they took her into an empty building somewhere, I believe it's in New York, okay? And Diddy again threatened her that they will throw her out one of those windows. That's the Trump plan, like Putin. They're going to do in this country. And they will never find her if they had a lie detector machine. And if they find out she's guilty, they will throw her off the river, into the river or something like that. Like I said, I was driving here and I was listening, but I have to focus on my driving. But the point I'm trying to make is, I said yesterday, or the past few days, the prosecutors have been building the case. And this week and going forward, they're going to show examples, or they're going to show evidence, not examples, evidence of why they charge Diddy with the Racketeering Act. And I'm not a lawyer, I'm just learning. Although RICO has been around for a long time, I'm just about learning because I have to share what I'm getting into with you. And also it moves me to to understand RICO a little more than I did before. So I've been reading about it, not, trying to be an expert, just so I can have the basic understanding, and I think I'm getting there. But the point I'm trying to make is, intuitively, I feel the government is going to be able to prove his case. A lot of people are saying Diddy's going to be free based on, for example, this morning, okay, as I was listening to reporters talking about, repeating basically, reporting what that lady testified to, okay? And I was focusing on the jurors. What I was getting is shocked that some of the stuff that lady was saying, they were, I mean, the sexual stuff is one thing, but to take a young woman, well, not that he has any regards for women, bring her in an empty building, hook her up to a lie detector machine, you know it's not very reliable, okay, and threaten to, to dump her into the East River. Doesn't bode well, among other things she has testified to. My friends, intuitively, the status so far, they believe everything that this young lady is saying, and then she's not going to be the only one. I don't know exactly how many people they're going to have testify, okay? But everyone they're going to put on that chair has compelling stories to tell. And this is on the beginning of what intuitively I feel we are going to hear. Diddy is going to go the way of R. Kelly. If I see the jurors change their minds, I'll let you guys know. But this is a status, my daily status of how I feel the jurors, which way I feel the jurors are leaning. And it's not towards Diddy. I don't think, intuitively, I don't feel what they have, his lawyers, his defense lawyers, can help him. No, unless there was a mistrial or something like that. Even mistrial, they'll try him again. I don't see it. That's my prediction. Let's see. Oops. Well, I messed it up. Sorry. Somebody posted something with Russians and Zelensky in it, and I. Trini Patsy 61 says, there is going to be something happening on that parade day. If you notice, I've been very quiet about it. I'm not going to go there because I don't want to lie to you guys. But I don't believe it is going to go. Yes, I know what you mean. Let's talk about it after. Okay. And then I'm looking for more questions. FC says, I'm very realistic and think we need to actually make a difference. Exactly, I agree. Not wish it, Milu, is very concerning. Yes, and that's what I'm saying, we have to take action now. We can no longer hope someone else will do it for us. And some people have said it, and I agree with them. That's why I'm repeating this. Only us can save our democracy at this point. And that, I guess that's what I should have said to conclude what I was saying a few minutes ago. Okay? Things are so critical. And that's why I also said leaders like Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Mrs. Clinton, Michelle Obama, George Bush, all the leaders, military and former military, former leaders in the House and in the Senate, business leaders have to go out and demand that this be stopped. Believe me, the way I'm getting these people, they are so invested into doing what they are doing, they won't hesitate to do stupid things. I'll just leave it that way. Okay, because Trini, Patsy, 61, I don't want to go there. You know what I mean? I'm laughing because I that to keep from crying. I'm really not a happy camper about some of the things that I'm feeling. I never thought Americans would let somebody like Trump and his family destroy our economy. My friends, what Trump has us right now, without the violence he is inciting, is going to take us a very long time to get out of. I'm sure you guys heard our rating, our credit rating went down, and it's going to happen again. Everything Trump is doing is to crater, dismantle, destroy everything we've known for the last 250-something years. Let's see what happens, keeping my fingers crossed. Joel Thiston says people will rise up and oust MAGA from the government. That's what I feel, but you know, I'm concerned because, and I explained the 3 ways we're going to get out of this. And it's going to take us on 2 of them. And we are asleep at the switch. Even the MAGA, they have no idea. A lot of them, they're so dumb, it's not funny. They just like the Cubans in Florida or wherever, they're still supporting Trump. There is a woman he deported, and you know what? According to what I hear, some of them went and asked him to help them. That's why I'm saying to you guys, this is scary. People who voted for you, you rebuff them. Red states, okay? You leaving them hanging. They have major disasters. When somebody's doing something like that, something is up, something is wrong, something we don't know. I mean, the right people know, but I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, you guys. My problem is time. Please, I'm sure when we get out of this, some people will tell me, well, you scared us. I'm not scaring anybody. I'm telling you what I'm feeling is coming. And I can confuse time when we decide to wake up. Because the later we wake up, the worse it's going to be, and more violence it's going to take to walk back. Oh, okay. That's my prediction. Martin says, at least Cuba has universal health care. Oh yeah, big time. And we forget that here. In fact, that's one of the things that Elon wants done. Elon and JFK, if you heard him this morning, he's been saying this for the past couple of weeks. Vaccines, don't work. They don't need vaccines anymore. I'm lucky, I'm over 65. So I can still go, and in fact, I have to find out if they have another version of the COVID vaccine, because I can't afford to get sick right now or ever before. But people don't have to take it anymore. That's what they are trying to say. And I've said it before, they're trying to keep us sick. Cuba and Putin didn't do that in Russia either. That's what Snyder is saying. But these people are so craven, they don't care. Okay. Anything to have their way. That's basically the way I'm getting it. Diana says, Milo, do you see democracy with increased support from other countries? Oh, yes. And you know what? Thank you for asking this. Right before I came, I got exactly that. Where we are today, I'm sorry, from other countries because of the threat and attack on Ukraine. Yes, we're going to continue. Trump has no choice. The Senate and other people are going to keep, in fact, the Wall Street Journal has an article calling on the Senate to basically do it themselves. So I'm not concerned about Ukraine, but when things get critical in this country, when it comes time to get rid of Trump and Republicans who are trying to convert us into a dictatorship, we're going to have our international friends will help us. That's what I didn't know that's what you were going to ask, but that's what I was getting this morning. Even if we couldn't fight, okay, it's like another independence war. That's the way I was getting it this morning. We won't fight this fight alone. Okay? So let's see what happens. We will have help. That's what I'm trying to say. Kenneth Blanksley is asking, when will Trump be kicked out of the White House? It can happen, it feels like, to him between now and next February, March of 26, because things like I said, I'm saying just now, things are critical. And Vance is no different. And like I said this a long time ago, not a long time ago, but months ago, a couple of months maybe, over a month ago at least, I said we have to think out of the box. Mike Johnson, Vance, and Trump gotta go. So, Petra Morera says, yes, get your booster shots. Absolutely. I hate to take it, but I'm going to. If there is one available now, because there's a new COVID, new variant of the virus coming. But yes, we will have help. Okay. Marion H. says, Milo, Trump just posted at 11:44 that it wasn't for him. A lot of bad things would have happened to Russia. Really bad. Forget him. That's not true. He ended with, don't mess with fire. He's an idiot. He hasn't seen anything. Don't believe anything Trump said. Trump is trying to make himself larger than watch. My friends, where he wants to take this country, I don't want to talk about some of the stuff that I'm getting on YouTube, okay? Watch him and his family when this whole thing goes south. And it's coming. Stupid ignorant. Thank you very much, Lina P, for your generosity in the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, hang in there. They're a bunch of cowards, and it's not only him. Okay? It's not only him. This is going to get messy, and he can go hide on the basement of the White House. That's not going to help him. No. And you know something I was getting before I came on as well? All those, those super wealthy who are building shelters, bomb shelters, whatever shelters they are building, and they think they're going to mess with the rest of us. Well, I hope they have enough to keep them there for a very long time. Because if this gets to the point intuitively I am getting, they will never leave that underground bunker. I'll tell you that. They have no understanding that people understand what they are up to. I don't want to get, because when I get carried away, I say things I don't want to say. But these people, they're building bomb shelters in their homes. Good luck with that. Watch what happens. This is a bunch of sick people, dumb as hell, focus on money, greed, and they want to control people to make themselves richer as if they can spend all that money in this lifetime, or for whatever reason. Watch. If this gets to the point I feel, it may get, I'm saying I can confuse time, and I hope I'm wrong, but it's not going to be pretty for them. A lot of us will die, but at my age, like one of my friends told me, over 50% of our high school class is gone, so I guess I'm lucky I'm still here. Trini Passy says, remember King Saul? Remember they wanted a king, and what happened to him? Exactly. He thought he was good, and God showed him who was in charge. God will so dump. Yep. Who is in charge? God don't like ugly, that's for sure. Oh my God. Deborah Robinson says, Milu, when we get our country back, will we be able to send the South Africaners back to South Africa? That we may not need to do that, because I spoke about something, oh my God, it's 12:50. To get started in this country, it is so hard unless you have a family on, someplace else, and you're trying to help them, bring them here and have a better life. These people, yes, they want the easy, better life. I don't think they have any idea what's waiting for them. We may not have to. They may just deport themselves, because what's waiting for them, some of them that I saw, they can't do those jobs. Trump and people around him don't understand that. Okay, friends, thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilu.com, or call me or text me on my YouTube number. We can negotiate a time that's good to talk. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also if you have not subscribed yet, and don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up, because I'm told it's very important today, or blue like and stuff like that. I don't remember exactly now, but please give me a thumbs up. It will help me a lot. YouTube, the more thumbs up I get, the more the algorithm tend to keep showing my videos to more people, and I get more views. So thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, unless something major happens later. Till then, bye.